These days, with anime becoming more popular than ever, you might be wondering which one you should watch. There are so many of them, and you don't want to waste your time on low-quality shows. Just like you, I was looking for a new anime banger, despite having more than 100 on my watchlist. And then, I found Pluto. Tell me, how many animes do you remember from 10 years ago? You probably can only give me big ones from this period, right? Pluto isn't just good. It's the kind of anime you remember for years as one of the best in its category. In this video, I'm going to tell you what this anime is all about, why it's a masterpiece surpassing 90% of animes this year, and why you should not miss out on Netflix's next big hit. But first, let me tell you how this anime is related to Astro Boy, and if you need to watch the previous series before watching Pluto. This is an adaptation of Astro Boy's Greatest Robot on Earth arc for a more mature audience. You can follow Pluto without knowing anything about the original anime, just like I did. It's actually the best way to enjoy the story without getting spoiled. And speaking about the story, you are probably wondering, what the heck is this anime about? In a sci-fi adaptation of our world, technology has gone crazy. Humans live in massive cities, they drive flying cars, they use holograms instead of screens, and they watch robot sumo. Oh yeah, there are robots everywhere. And guess what? They have rights. That's right. Robots are considered equal to humans and can live their lives however they want. Hobbies? Check. Jobs? Check. Vacations? Check. Families with a wife and children? Check. A brighter future than mine? Also check. In fact, they probably have more than what you have right now. Humans and sentient robots are living in peace after several years of war in Persia. The United States of Thracia falsely claimed Persia had robots of mass destruction and started a war that decimated the country. This looks like a poorly written plot, as this totally would not happen in real life, right? Anyways. The story follows the robot detective Gesicht in the most difficult case he has ever investigated. All around the world, human and robot victims have been found horny. Wait, hold on, let me change that. All around the world, human and robot victims have been found with objects on their heads looking like horns. A gruesome message to announce Pluto. Evidence indicates that a robot committed the murders, which is very concerning, as it should not be possible. The last robot that killed a human 8 years ago was the only case so far. The human victims seem related to the preservation of robot rights. Turns out, there are actually many people who hate robots in this world, and they're extreme. Particularly this guy called Adolf Haas. Even more disturbing is that the robot victim was one of the 7 most advanced robots in the world, capable of becoming a weapon of mass destruction. And he got bodied hard. The other 6 robots are on the murderer's list, including Gesicht himself. Looks like an interesting story, right? Now I can go on much further without spoiling what happens in the series, but I can tell you that Pluto claps 90% of the animes released this year. Also, Pluto is going to clap your cheeks if you don't subscribe now, so save yourself. Unless you are into that kind of stuff, then subscribe and he will clap you twice as hard. Everyone loves a good story, and you will not be disappointed by Pluto's masterful storytelling. This sci-fi thriller has it all. Suspense, intrigue, existential questions. This show will not only entertain you, but also level up your philosophy skill. Will humans invent robots capable of feeling emotions? If so, how far from humans are they? What does it mean to be a human? Are people around you truly humans, or are they robots? Although there are great fight scenes with beautiful animation, Pluto is not meant to be an action anime. Its slow pacing of 8 one-hour episodes allows the viewer to attach himself to the protagonists and build up the story until the finale. And oh boy, the finale is good. Some consider it one of the greatest in anime history. The music is amazing and immersive. You will be absorbed in the story, and surprise yourself by rooting for the robots as they are complex beings full of emotions. Montblanc was a nature lover and liked singing. Norse too enjoys music and wants to learn the piano. Rendo adores his family and his friend Heracles, a passionate fighter. Epsilon helped orphans by giving them a warm place to live. And Atom is a beacon of hope. The voice actors really did a great job at bringing life to their characters. The never-ending cycle of hatred is a very well-developed theme, and the deaths of characters will impact you more than what you think. Pluto has huge emotional depth, and you might even shed a tear or two watching it. If the character design seem familiar to you, it's because the author of this anime, Naoki Midasurasawa, is the same person who wrote Monster. That explains why Pluto is such a banger. Everything this guy touches becomes gold. He successfully reimagined Astro Boy's original story into a must-watch sci-fi thriller. At this point, you should already be convinced to watch the anime. You now have a global idea of what it is, you know it has many qualities, and it is relatively quick to watch. What do you need more of? Waifus? Fanservice? Sexy robot men? They're all sexy robot men, by the way. But if you are still on the fence, let me remind you that Pluto's manga was a huge success, selling over 8.5 million copies and winning several awards. Getting an anime version is a no-brainer, and online reviews are very positive. On Rotten Tomato, it has a score of 97%. IGN gives it a 9, Metacritic a 9.7, and MyAnimeList an 8.79. Polygon straight up says that Pluto's adaptation is a strong contender for one of the best anime of the year, but it's also just one of the best new shows on Netflix period. But what does the public think about the anime? Let's check out some comments. I was not ready for this show. From the first episode, the quality of the animation, the artistic flair, the references to the sci-fi genre, the thoughtful and intriguing storytelling, it was all a little overwhelming. I wish more anime shows would break expectations like this one. This is one of the greatest anime in the past years. If you like good storytelling, sci-fi, mystery and some good old detective shows, then this will not disappoint. Pluto isn't just another humans and robots-centered story, it is the humans and robots-centered story. Pluto is truly a pinnacle of anime as a medium of storytelling. Absolutely brilliant and a must-watch for anime fans everywhere. Now it's time for me to rate this anime. Pluto has a slow pace and is more focused on the story than the action. But that's the anime's strongest point. The characters have more time to develop, the plot thickens episode by episode, and nothing feels rushed. Pluto is a breath of fresh air from the other anime released this year. I was very pleased by the story, as I was going blind knowing nothing about it or about Astro Boy. I got emotionally attached to the characters, and was concerned about what would happen to them. The themes and the many existential questions in Pluto made me become the thinker, I think. Only people with short attention spans or those who always want fight scenes will dislike it. Verdict? Are you a Demon Slayer fan like me? Was Season 3 disappointing and were the Upper Moons 4 and 5 super weak? Check out my review in this video to find out. But before you leave, like the video and subscribe to the channel, or else.